Hello everyone, Carlos Flores, back on basics. So we have a guest star today in our video, Freddy. See, he's one of our cats. We had 3 cats. One of our cats passed. Actually, I think last week. Yeah, it was last week. His name was Finn, and so, it's the circle of life. Unfortunately, we loved him. We took care of him. We did everything that we could to make sure that he was comfortable, he was safe, he felt like he was loved and appreciated. So this one, Freddy, Freddy here is the oldest one, and then we have a female named Mochi. So, but anyways, before we begin this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so that you can get notified of any new video that comes on board. If you have any topic, any question, or any suggestions, put them in the comment section, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. If you want a specific question, if you want me to answer a specific question and you don't need a video, you just need a quick answer, you can also join me, connect with me on social media outlets. On Facebook, you can search for me, Carlos Flores Jr. On Instagram, you can type at Back on Basics. On X, you can also type at Back on Basics. So, today's topic is fairly simple. It's knowing where you come from. And I'm not saying that, that you should know 100% where you're from, what you're doing, it's knowing where you're from, knowing where you come from, the experiences that you've had, the different things that you have, what people have taught you, what family members have taught you. Let me put this a little bit up. What family members, what friends, what your support system has taught you. I mean, at my age, at 49 years old, I am, it's not that I'm wise, because I don't call myself wise, but I called myself blessed, because I've been helped by so many people that shouldn't have helped me. And I'm telling you, they shouldn't have helped me, but because I tend to, I know where I came from. My basic foundation, we talked about basic foundation, right? Those are the pillars that hold your values and what you think about and how you deal with people and how you do mind-body balance and how you're in the present moment, just like Freddy, right? Looking at the window outside. And so it's one of those things that you have to look at my video. Last week or the week before, I talked about accepting the past, and so that way you can move forward. It's the same thing. It's knowing where you come from. It's knowing your strengths and your weaknesses, so that way you can work on both of them. So you can work on developing both of them. I mean, it's amazing the things that we can do. Our minds are limitless. We just limit them because we think that we should. Our bodies are limited, but you can get your bodies to a certain point where you're healthy, you're doing physical activities, you're doing the things that you want to do, you're enjoying life. I mean, there's so many different things, but it all goes back to knowing where you came from. So I'll give you my example. And I've said this before in other videos, so this is a broken record again. I'm going to be like a broken record. So, I was born in El Salvador. And war came on. I've had a lot of experiences. Watch my videos. I actually go into detail into some of the experiences that I've had. My parents thought that, I was getting at the age where I needed a fresh start. I needed to I needed to focus on my education. They saw. My brother was younger. He was 6 months at that time. He was a few months at that time. But my dad came a year earlier because he had an incident. It's a very traumatic incident for me. There's a video that I did that. I mean, when I talk about post-traumatic stress disorder, and again, right? Don't be afraid to share your story if you're comfortable doing that, because you know what? You never know who's listening to you, and it's going to take that advice, and it's going to help them out and move forward and accept where they're at and accept the past so they can move forward. So again, right? My dad came here. He spent a year. He sent for my mom, my brother, and I. We came to the United States. I mean, this was total. It was acculturation. It was assimilation. It was blending for me. I spent two years in the 5th grade, which, in hindsight, those were the best years that were invested in my education, because I learned how to speak English. I learned how to enunciate. I learned how to pronounce. I learned how to do things that I'm using right now as a special education teacher. Those are the basic things. And I needed to go back to the 5th grade and accept the fact that I did the fifth grade twice, but it had more benefits than drawbacks. And I had to accept that. For the longest time, I was angry because I'm like, I could have been done a little bit sooner. It was meant to happen. I accepted it. In the present moment, I said, it was meant to happen. I mean, Ms. Katubik was my teacher for 2 years in a class of 6 to 8. And it was great. From the morning till after school, I was learning how to speak English. I was learning how to do that. I was doing what right now it's called evidence-based programs. I was doing that. I was learning that. She was teaching us. And the thing that she kind of instilled in us is this: repetition builds stamina. Repetition builds mental focus. Repetition builds a language. And I've always done that. I did that with French when I learned French in high school, and I think I did a year or two at UC Davis. I mean, repetition was great. And so that is one of my basic foundations for me. Repetition. You do it over and over, because you know what? This is a muscle. Your brain's a muscle. The muscle memory that goes in here is tremendous. Sometimes, and I talked about it in yesterday's video, right? Having compassion. Sometimes we tend to hold ourselves back. We don't help as much as we want to because of different reasons. And I get it. You have to be safe. You have to make sure that it's a safe environment. It's a safe situation. But if it is, and you choose to, then do it with compassion. So that way you're able to help that person, and that person can actually start accepting where they're at. It's unfortunate that somebody's homeless, that somebody's dealing with adversity, that somebody's feeling right now, somebody's thinking about why their lives are happening in the way that they are. Why is their life so bad? Why is their life so stressful? Why is it that's happening? And so I want to make sure that all of you understand that all of that goes back to the basic foundation. Remember what we talked about, basic foundation. And those are the things that we need to think about, because those are the things that are going to move you forward. Those are the things that are going to take you from one step to the other. Those are the things that are going to get you to your goals, are going to get you to accept your past, are going to get you to accept the present moment. You know, life is about accepting. And life is a gift. And I'm telling you, this is my perspective. You can agree or disagree, but life is a gift. A lot of the people live their lives as if they're watching somebody else's. Don't be a spectator. Be involved in it. Do the things that you want to do. Do the things that you love doing, right? Don't just sit and watch your life go by. And I'm not saying go gung ho. All I'm saying is just do what you love. Do what you love. And so, I mean, and all of that stems back from knowing where you come from. So my foundation as a little kid, as a young adult, built around respect. I mean, sometimes I give respect to a fault. I mean, I was taught to respect my elders, to respect family members, to respect people, and that's the reason why I say hi, I greet people. I'm happy. I'm always smiling, even though I'm an introvert. An introvert means that you keep to yourself, right? But still, as an introvert, I still smile. I still talk to people as if I was an extrovert. It's funny, but it is what it is. I've accepted it. That's where I'm at. Those are the things that I do. And so, one of the things that they taught me, my family taught me, is respect. I respect my bosses. I listen to them. I try to adapt the best way possible, so that way I'm able to do the things that I need to do. And so again, it goes back to where it came from. My grandpa taught me a lot. My mom taught me a lot. My dad taught me a lot. My aunt taught me a lot. My cousin taught me a lot. My other family members did as well. My grandparents from both sides. I mean, it's amazing the foundation that we have, but we don't use it as much as we should. And so again, be open to it. Be open to it, right? Go back and kind of trace or kind of search where you come from. What things were taught to you when you were little? What things were taught to you when you were a teenager? What did you learn? That it's a must every single time. So for me, compassion is a must. Compassion just motivates me. When I help somebody, it just motivates me. Respect is a must. Respect. It's always a must for me, because I want to make sure that people feel comfortable around me because I show them respect. Being balanced, mind-body balance is a must for me. And I didn't know that when I was learning that foundational piece, when I was going back to where I came from. But at the same time, you know what I realized is that going through the war in El Salvador, being in the middle of it, seeing people dying, seeing people, on fire, seeing people getting shot, seeing people, I mean, all the things that an 8 or 9-year-old shouldn't be doing, should be seeing, it actually taught me to love psychology, counseling, and anything that helps with the mind and the body. So that, me going back to my roots, me going back to my foundation, me going back to where I came from, has taken me where I'm at today. And that's the reason why I do videos. I mean, again, these videos are always going to be free. Remember, right? There's not going to be a membership that, this membership's status, if you pay a little bit, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get what you're going to get. You're going to get everything. So I want to make sure that all of you have tools. And again, I got to tell you this again, and I've said this in other videos. You choose what you want to do. You choose what you want to try. You choose what you want to practice. You choose what you want to implement into your life. I'm suggesting. I'm not telling you. I never tell people that this is what you should do. I suggest you decide which ones you want and which ones you don't. And if you decide later on that you want to come back and look at the videos from other topics, great. I mean, that's what I do myself. I mean, again, I say this every day, right? Every video. I am in the journey like you are. I'm always adapting. I'm communicating with my support system. I listen to my village. I mean, my village is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And so they're the ones who said, hey, you need to go back to basics. You need to go back to your roots. You need to go back and look at where you come from so that way you can move forward. So, I mean, these topics that I'm telling you, sometimes other people have suggested it or other people have said something about them. So, thank you to everybody that has subscribed. Right now we have 206 subscribers in this channel. I want to thank you. Some of you have reached out to through social media outlets. Others have reached out through the comment section. I want to answer every single one. Even if I end up with 1,000 subscribers and I have 1,000 comments, I'm gonna make sure that I answer. And sometimes it'll be quick. Sometimes it'll be a little bit longer. I mean, this is our support system. You are part of my support system. I am part of your support system. Remember, mind-body balance, right? Being in the present moment. Accepting the past. So that way you can set it aside and move forward. Because the past is the past, right? Able to have that mind-body balance. Being able to know where you come from. So that way you can see your basic foundation. So that way you can use that basic foundation. So that way you can move forward. Everything's about moving forward. Why? Because if you move backwards, you'll get stuck in the past. If you move way too fast forward, right, then your mind is going to build this world or this notion where you think that you've done things, but you haven't. And your mind's going to slow down, say, no, we've done that. So watch my videos, subscribe, share this channel and the videos that you think will help others. I'll be more than happy to do that. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you all have. Connect with me via different social media outlets. On Facebook, search for me, Carlos Flores Jr. On Instagram, type @BackOnBasics. On X, type @BackOnBasics. I mean, we're becoming a bigger and bigger community. So it's going to be crucial that we communicate. And I want it to be a two-way communication. I want to be able to do that. And I know, right? And I get it. I've seen some YouTubers that are like huge and it's hard for them to communicate. But at the same time, making these videos, making the shorts, making live videos. I haven't even started doing live videos. But those will help connect us, right, in our support system. And so, but today's video is about know where you come from. Know the good, the bad, and the ugly of where you come from. Know your roots. Know who has taught you what, or what you've been taught by experience, or when did you learn those things? Because you may want to go back and you may want to kind of like think about what you learned at that time and look to see what you can learn now, because you may be able to learn something different. So, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so you can get notified of any new videos that come on board. Put any comments, any questions, any topics on the comment section. Remember, you can join me in other social media outlets. Hit the like button for this video, right? Know where you come from. Because if you know where you come from, then you'll know how to get to your goals. You'll know how to move forward in life. You know how to balance your life, your mind and body. So, until next time, Back on Basics.